Hello everyone, Unsafe Kibble here. So today we are doing a 3-heart Breath of the Wild without dodging, blocking, or parrying. We're going to do all the Divine Beasts, so we're going to start off with Waterblight Ganon. This first phase is essentially wail on Waterblight and rotate slowly around him. You rotate around him because he can do a particular move with his spear that can absolutely destroy you. In this second phase, he of course raises water blocks out of the water. This took me back to Ocarina of Time, but essentially what I'm going to do here is I'm going to swim to one of the acceptable stands, stand up. I'm going to use my Sheikah Slate to freeze the water block, and then I'm going to fire bomb arrows at him until he staggers. And that's pretty much how it goes. It's a pretty quick fight. I could have done this without the bow, but swimming across the water and trying to get flawless was proving irritating. So this just ended it quickly for me, and I was okay with it. And this is the boss that made me okay with ranged weapons. This is Windblight Ganon. So phase 1 of the fight, he's essentially floating in the air, going to teleport around, and he's going to send tornadoes at you and shoot at you. So essentially what you need to do is you need to either get him to teleport low to the ground, or you need to shoot him out of the air and then wail on him when he falls. You're going to see me fumbling around a lot. This only took one attempt. It was a clumsy attempt. But since it worked, there was no real reason to redo it. Overall, this was not the most challenging thing. You'll see that part of what makes this so easy is when I get close, the Master Sword, even though it isn't charged up, is just doing massive amounts of damage to him. So overall, phase 1, really simple. Okay, phase 2, slightly more complicated, but not exceptionally so. The route that I chose to take was to paraglide into the air and then use bullet time to hit him in the face while avoiding those 4, I guess, little drones he summoned, which will shoot lasers at you. It's really not that bad to kill this one off either. Okay, and now we're moving on to the third. This is Fireblight Ganon. This one acquired a bit of trickery, so it was exceptionally hard to avoid that opening attack there, and basically you had to run in and hope he didn't do a particular attack and get him into phase 2 very rapidly. In phase 2, the basic strategy is the normal strat. You're going to hide, you're going to pull your bombs out, you're going to wait for him to suck the air in and send it in to explode. In many ways, this was probably one of the harder fights for me to learn. This was my first Zelda game. I know I'm bringing you the 3 hearts here at the end. I never actually completed fully a Zelda until Breath of the Wild, so I really like this game. Lots of nostalgia for it because of the fact that, one, this is the only 3-heart playthrough coming to you that's not going to be a first playthrough, and second off, it's special. It's really well done.
Thing is fast.
And now the annoying one. Now this one was tricky, but was actually pretty cool. So phase 1, he's going to shoot those thunderbolts at you. That's fine. That is the tricky teleport attack. What I found is that if you run away from him and slam to the side, he will actually miss you. That technique of dodging the dash is actually what we're going to use in the DLC, so that we don't have to dodge to avoid damage. Phase 2, this one was harder for me. Most of you are familiar. He's going to summon these spears out of the ground. You need to pick them up and hit him with one of the spears, essentially, or get it close to him before it strikes lightning so that it stuns him. Then you're going to jump down and wail on him. I was not able to get that first one to hit, so it's going to take a second attempt. Once I do get him down, their HP is just so low that it's really not a big deal to just destroy them. So that is pretty much the Thunderblight Ganon fight. Four Divine Beasts down, that brings us to the DLC. This was my favorite fight. The music with this is astounding, so I'm gonna shut up here for a minute. Okay, so now we are into the fight proper. Phase 1 is pretty damn simple. You essentially are wanting him to do that jump where he slams into the ground, or you are looking to have him do this, not that, the ice projectile sucks. Hard to avoid, run back and away. You're wanting for him to do, not the thunder, again, back and away. This dash attack he's going to do here in a second, or you want him to do the running attack. You avoid the running attack by running to the side, and then you want to jump in and get, I think, 4 hits on him, then you're away. Dash attack is avoided exactly like Thunderblight Ganon. Once you finally get him down to no health, you can't punish that dash, but it's pretty easy to avoid. But when he does that slam into the ground, you need to go into the air, and then you want to try to pop him, probably with an arrow and bullet time like I did here. You can see 2 hits, and now he's into phase 2. Phase 2, without rolling, blocking, or parrying, is pretty sketch. This is the phase where he summons a bunch of himself. So the strategy I found to deal with this was right at the opening, you're going to pull out a banana, drop it on the ground. This is going to cause all of the clones of him to stun. With the clone stun, you can tell which one's the real one because he's going to want to go up and grab the bananas. Beat the crap out of the one that's real. He'll jump back. The tricky part of this phase is him jumping back. When you see him spawn in a circle around you like that, you can use Bros's Fury and stun him and kill all the clones. You want to then try to quickly find where the real one is and go attack. He's going to jump back, so please don't do what I did and try to run up and hit him with a sword, hit him with a bow to stun him slightly, and then end it. So badly played here, so badly played, because now I've got a bunch of clones running around after me. This is quite tricky to avoid. It's kind of a hellish hellscape that I'm going through, but I found that dropping the bombs gave me a fairly consistent way to eliminate some of the clones, but it was very tricky to avoid everything while it was going on. The real one tends to hang back and shoot at you. I'm not sure why. That seemed to be my experience. Once all the clones are gone, I'm going to run up and hit the real one and try to end this phase. Oh yeah, this is phase 3. It can be very tricky, but there's a way to absolutely shortcut this and still apply to the no rolling, no blocking, no parrying. That is going to be use Revali's Gale to get into the air, and then while you're in the air, you're going to bullet time bomb his face. Couple of whacks and we are ready for the final phase where he's on the ground. He's going to try to stomp you, run away from the stomp, wait, or use a Bros's Fury like that to get a good stagger on him, and then just go in, and hopefully by that point you've got enough damage that you can just finish him off. And then that's it. Most awesome fight in the game, in my opinion. Alright, you have come this far. I hope you will tolerate bad video quality on the Ganon fight. I'm not sure what happened here. You can't defeat the Divine Beast and have Calamity Ganon going at full health. So this is going to be not him at full health. He starts with half. So he's a little buffed up here in the beginning. This also is the fight that's going to cost me being able to say it's flawless. Because I'm going to, when I'm trying to paraglide here in a second, I'm going to take a little bit of damage as I'm floating through the air. So the basic strategy to not have to parry him is really simple here. Basically, you're going to flee, and then you're going to wait for him to come onto the ground and get a good punish. And finally, after a good while, I managed to get Reverse's Fury in. You're going to run up and you're going to hit him 4, 5, what is it, 8, 7 times, 7 times. And then you flee because he's going to slam into the ground, and that is going to cause massive damage if it's hit you. Here's where I take the chip damage, trying to get into the flight with the thing. You can see there it is. I use bullet time here to avoid the laser and shoot him in the face until I can get another stagger or my stamina gets low, and then I'm going to let it recharge. Reverse's Fury is really helpful here, and now we're moving into one of the things that I can often dislike about Zelda games, and that is you must use a specific mechanic in order to win here. So, in this case, you've got a couple to choose from. You can parry like I did there, which removes his invincibility status, and you can wail on him. He's going to slam back into the ground and put invincibility back on. Run away to avoid, and then you're looking for the parry again. 2 parries. I think it's 2 parries is all it takes, but could be wrong there. And that's the Calamity Ganon fight. Alright, and now we move on to the Dark Beast Ganon fight. You'll notice I'm at full health. That's because I died the first time. You'll notice I'm riding the Goliath horse because I couldn't figure out how on earth to get rid of it. The first time I died because I missed picking up the Bow of Light like a complete and utter dumbass. So there's not much I can say there to defend myself. The basic idea is Zelda is going to weaken Ganon, causing these points to appear on him. You then have to use the Bow of Light to strike these points. Once you get enough of those, you can kill him. Finally, he's going to go full rage mode, and you are going to need to hit him in the head. The strategy I found that was best to use was Revali's Gale. Should Revali's Gale fail, like it does here with me here in a second, you can use Fire Breath to fly up as well, and that's pretty much the entire fight.